Welcome back to another Financial Freedom Edge video. So this is for all of you real estate investors, wholesalers, anybody who's trying to find off-market deals. One of the ways that I've done this, and one of the ways that I am trying to do it right now, yes, I still make cold calls, I still door knock, I do all those things myself. One of the ways that I'm trying to do that right now, and by public outcry, people wanted to hear about how do I make calls to probates. Probate, if you know or may not know, is when somebody has passed away. So this is a very sensitive issue, right? When somebody has passed away, they could be my age, they could be younger. I hate to see it. I've seen, very young kids who've passed away all the way till, something more expected, 70, 80, 90 years old, and everything in between. Wrongful deaths, natural deaths, whatever. Basically what it is once somebody passes away, regardless of age, regardless of situation, regardless of assets, most times they go through probate unless they have a trust. And sometimes even the trust has to go through probate if there's been assets or things left outside of the trust. Those ones are more difficult because there's usually, more sophisticated people involved and another set of attorneys, trust attorneys and probate attorneys. Probate itself is a court process. So there's judges, there's attorneys, there's a lot of people involved. So it is a process and it's not a very simple process. Best I would recommend is for you to go on YouTube, try to find some specific probate stuff, how the process works in your area. I can only speak to the Oregon probate process. I'm not familiar with other states. I don't know if there's any differences. But basically, I'm just wanted to give you guys my pitch. Sorry, that was a long-winded way to get to my pitch on how I cold call probates. So, hey, Shelly. Hey, Shelly. Hey, this is Brandon. I don't mean to, and you can say your company if you want. I typically don't, not at the very beginning. My name is Brandon. I don't mean to bother you too much. I just had a quick question for you. I saw that I saw through public record, so they know where I got this information. I saw through public record that you were the proposed or are personal representative for Drew's estate. So I just wanted to give you a quick call. I wanted to see if you had maybe considered selling the property, and if you did, would you be open to an offer? Something like that, right? So it's very short, very sweet. A lot of times you're going to get no's. A lot of people are going to be upset. A lot of people are going to, yell at you. I've been called ambulance chaser, vulture, all kinds of stuff, right? But we have found deals this way. I know there's a lot of, gurus and stuff like that are paying people, call centers to make these calls for them. And it's a lot more. It is difficult, it really is, but it is a lot more meaningful to reach out to these people directly and say, hey, I'm the guy who's interested, right? I'm not a third party. I don't need to transfer you. I'm not in a different time zone or whatever. In fact, I was just talking to a guy where the property was located in Gladstone, and I immediately tried to relate. And I said, oh, hey, I used to live out in Gladstone. And we started talking about, oh, yeah, along the river, there's this tree. And, I lived a couple blocks down that way. I mean, built rapport. So it is possible. It is a very difficult situation that people are going through. But basically, the pitch is short, simple, it's sweet. Hey, I just want to make sure I'm talking to the right person. Shelly, my name is Brandon. I don't want to bother you too much, or I just had a quick question. I saw through public records, so this is where I got my information, that you were the personal representative or executor of the estate of Drew or whoever has passed away. And I wanted to see if you had considered or if you might be interested in selling the property. And if so, I'd like to make an offer. Or if you're a realtor, if so, I would like to, stop by and, provide you with a CMA. I'd like to see if there's something I can do to help. I know this is a difficult time. I know there's a lot of moving parts. I'm sure this is, the last thing you want to have to deal with, which is a property and being forced to sell, sometimes untimely, right? A lot of people don't plan to die on Tuesday or whatever, right? So That's kind of the pitch, you guys. It's really simple. It's really sweet. It's short. Obviously there's a list of rebuttals. There's a whole bunch more to it, but that's how you get started. And just like any other transaction, right? Like, hey, I'm interested in buying. I wanted to see if you're interested in selling. That works for foreclosures. That works for notice of default. That works for water shutoff. It works for, non-owner occupied, out-of-state landlords, tired landlords. Hey, I saw you just went through an eviction. Would you be interested in selling and just being done with that? So I had a lot of people reach out to me when I talked about cold calling, and I had some interest in like, hey, Brandon, what do you actually say to these people? Well, that's it. Do what you need to do. Get out there and make that money.